I want you to listen to something that Alex Jones just put out about how they've used him. I mean, they're literally, and we're going to really dig in. Mel K is not with me, but we're going to dig into a topic that is important. For years, they've been getting ready for the simulation, okay? Listen to what Alex Jones says.
They chose me as like the avatar that the establishment would then wargame against in cyberspace, in this Internet of Things, in this proto-matrix model they're building, so they can then have that AI model lay over everybody else. But before they can build models of every man, woman, and child on Earth, as the Pentagon said 15 years ago, Pentagon building giant AI computer brain that will have an avatar of every object and every person on Earth. That in live time they can track you inside of that artificial matrix they're building. So they can then, with the metaverse and other systems, especially with children, flop that model over like a handmade, personalized, tailored suit onto us. And so I was chosen because I had so much media already from day one in the mid-90s when video and audio was really proliferating. I was, just by hard work and adoption and just by trying to get the word out, had hundreds of millions of views on Google Video per video. Some of them had like 98 million, 50 million, 60 million. And AI was already going out with these AI models. Google was founded in 98 to be an AI interface system. And so it was set up to get everybody's data to build the AI. That's what Google long-term project's been. And so they looked at models and said, who do we have a lot of data on? Who do we have a lot of information on of kind of the populist opposition to this that we need to get ahead of? And they chose me only because I had so much media to be what they would wargame against in their AI system that's way more advanced, they're telling you, and way more ahead than they're telling you, and then to build the programs to then, with all the new, faster computing and storage, they're getting all your data and all of your recordings and all of your photos and all of your writings and those medical forms, you fill out before you go to the psychologist or the doctor. All that data is being scooped in, and then the control panel module system they update was based on me. And they also had some on governments and systems and corporations. And obviously, I'm just like one button on a huge control panel of systems. But because of that, as the AI got more advanced, they could not get myself, and that means all my guests and everything we do, out of the learning modules as they train the AI that they want to prepare to take us over.
While other networks
and they are
about what's happening now, InfoWars tells you the truth about what's happening next. Visit Infowars.com/show and share the link today.
I've probably had, 20 or so epiphanies in my life where the top of your head blows off and you have such a massive understanding of things. But I had the biggest one yet over the last 24 hours, and I was just calmly grasping this morning. And I already knew it for years, but the fact that out of humbleness, I had never talked about it. But it isn't really about me. I was just chosen by the establishment to be targeted, and then now that's blown up in their face. And I was first told about this 5 years ago by Mike Cernovich, who's really smart and knows a lot of heavy hitters. I'll leave it at that. He advises some of the most powerful people in the world behind the scenes. And he said a little bit about it, so I can say that, but it's private. But he is very smart. And he told me this, and I was like, okay. And then over the years, I was told this by other big tech people and others. I mean, high level, well-known names, billionaires, you name it. But I'm a theoretical guy. I'm not a technical guy. So I kind of just put it in my memory banks and never really focused on it. And then in the last week, we've learned more information about the deep state and who's targeting us and why they want me off air. And it was just like, so massive. And of course, it's not about Alex Jones. What I'm going to break here today and start breaking And there's no way I can wait understanding this. I mean, I obviously have to make some reports on it and detail it and then show some of the pieces to it. But 90% of it's hidden in plain view. I mean, they've said all these things over the years, the establishment has, and I didn't quite always get what they were saying, or I only got one level of it. But here's the bottom line. I was chosen more than a decade ago by Google, and they've reported this. You know, it's like, why did Google serve Jones up, you know, this many times and all that, billions of times? And then Google says, we're going to fix that, and then, quote, reverses it, and then, you know, counters it. And, of course, they admit they use me as the censorship model, the lawfare model, but because I was already in the model of their wargaming computers that they're just updating with what they call modules. And so each new attack that rolls out is done to me first because they've already built the module system, the control panel, to the highest levels against me as an individual. Now they've mainly swung it over to Trump. When they were expunging the photos and videos of Trump getting shot, not just off Google, but off Meta and everywhere else other than X, it wasn't about just not having the public see it happen. It was about testing war game systems that can expunge and block information off the internet, because it's not about the people seeing it as much as it is about the audience of AI that's being trained. And that's what Cernovich, and I've got to get him on. He's hard to get on. He doesn't actually like being that public, he'll tell you that. He was the first to explain it to me, and it didn't go over my head. I just kind of have this filter that if it's about me, I kind of dial it back a little and go, really, come on. And he said, you know, I talked to a lot of the top tech people, and I've since met with him and some, you know, very well-known people, I'll just leave it at that, in the tech realm at the highest levels. And I was told the same things then. And he said, no. They used you as like an avatar in this universe they're building online, and the Pentagon's done it as well, of an Internet of Things where everything in the world has its own life in there beyond the metaverse. But think more like Tron or the Matrix. So they're building the false world Matrix now. They plan to overlay across the planet. And I basically then, it backfired, and my avatar infested the whole thing. And wait till you hear all this. I mean, this is wild, folks. All right. If I explained all this, it would take about 3 hours. But believe me, you're going to be hearing a lot about this here on the show in the days and weeks to come. I think this is the best way to describe it on this Thursday, August 1st live transmission. Jules Verne's science fiction writer in the 1890s and then on through wrote a bunch of world best-selling books. And if you go read the books, much of what he envisioned theoretically has now been done, like Elon Musk with his vertical takeoff rockets that then come back and land on Earth. And they even look like the rockets that were in the illustrations of books written 130, 140 years ago. I say, okay, yeah, we know about that. And there were theoretical Max Planck equations in the 1890s of atomic weapons that then by the 1940s were developed. So there's just a snapshot, or man dreaming to fly, and then the Wright brothers, you know, just 100 and something years ago, and now look at where we are today with Mach 15 missiles. What we envision over time, we're able to build. We're made in the image of God, little g, but we are creators, we are builders, we are architects. Now, I'm a theoretical guy and a novice historian and really a futurist is what I do. And we have a very accurate rate of about 98% that's well known. And I gobble up just all the data and then come to my own electrochemical computer decisions, but it's also influenced by the space-time continuum and the knowledge in the universe of God's consciousness flowing through me. So it's not Alex Jones. I'm just a receiver, transmitter, transceiver, just as every animal on this planet is. But we're not like the other animals, as you can see. So they have total consciousness in that the bees and the killer whales just live their lives and they're interconnected, and they are so conscious that there is not a deviation where they can rapidly change their environment or deviate from that pattern. Because in God's system, they're basically perfect. They are perfection. It is our impurity that takes us to the next level in our quest to order the universe. The universe God made is the woman, and God is the order.
And he gets pretty deep,
that.
right? I'm going to go one step further. Everybody stay with me. Put me on screen real quick, all right? I'm going to share something with you. This technocracy we're talking about, right? They got to keep everybody kettled and contained. They got to keep Frederick Douglass on the plantation. They've got these various groups, and they know how to keep you in, okay? And they have this rinse and repeat model. The post-Civil War abolitionists, the white people like Charles Merriam, right? Bill Ayers, Bernadine Dorn. They studied this in Chicago. They're getting ready to do it in Chicago right now. They pit you against each other. They analyze everything that we're doing. They know how to get us agitated against each other. They've been doing this for a long time. Long time.
What if there was a product that could help you control cravings, burn more fat, boost your metabolism, promote healthy blood glucose levels, lower inflammation, optimize insulin sensitivity, support healthy blood lipid levels, and support healthy blood pressure? Introducing Bellatrim. Bellatrim may be the most comprehensive body transformation product in the world. Weight management is more than calories in and calories out. It's about controlling appetite, having a healthier gut, supporting insulin function, stimulating fat-burning metabolism, and promoting healthy blood lipids and blood pressure. A proprietary blend backed by 6 clinical studies. Control cravings. Burn more fat. Bellatrim, powered by nature. Backed by science.
Sign up for monthly AutoShip and get a big discount. Visit pete.bellagraceglobal.com today. That's pete.bellagraceglobal.com. Today!